Good evening, everyone. My name's Mark Allen Lovewell. I'm a folk singer from the island of Martha's Vineyard, and my dear friend Molly Conole is here with us to wish you another happy Sunday at Sea program. We've got a loaded show tonight. We've got a loaded show tonight. Oh my gosh, it's so loaded. We got so many things we got to deal with to talk to you about.
That's
whatever.
right. Why don't you take that away?
And I think probably the most important thing which Molly will needs to tell you is...
Our arrival. Our new arrival came.
Has arrived.
Our new member of the family.
New member of the family.
Here it is. This is it. She hasn't been named yet. But we can tell you when she was born. She was born with the help of Frederick Geisler in Saxony, Germany in 1920. Pretty amazing. Born before we were.
I am a big fan of musical instruments that are older than me.
Yeah.
You know,
there's something about
the old musical instruments tell us a lot.
Beautiful.
They tell us.
Look at this beautiful wood, hand carved, tiger maple.
I think we all cherish the sound
Beautiful.
of musical instruments that reflect the ages, reflect time, and have taken years to season to where they sound now.
Beautiful craftsmanship, and it does have a sweet sound. It's a lovely sweet sound. Yeah.
And Molly's been playing it all week since it arrived, and you're going to discover she's really good at it.
Well, I'm
in no time
there.
at all.
I'm getting there. I played violin. Was my first instrument in 4th grade. I started the violin. But I think a fiddle is different than a violin. I'm choosing to think so anyways.
I'm noticing no comments up there. Is anybody up there? Anybody watching? You see one? All right, there's one. All right. I want to make sure. You folks out there, make sure you let us know. We've got to keep an eye on you.
It's bedtime.
We've got to keep an eye on you. Anyway.
We don't want to wake you up, but we are going to play some fun stuff now, right?
Yeah.
We're going to play a little.
Just listen to her. She's...
Oh, no, now I'm a little panicky. We're going to play a beautiful...
She's a new friend. This is a new instrument. New friend. I mean, it's an old instrument, but it's a new friend.
And here you go.
Welcome our new friend.
That was fun. That was fun.
It's so. It opens up all kinds of possibilities. We're only just brushing the surface. We're only just getting started.
Yeah, just getting started. But what fun.
We're just getting started. Okay, so this is give us some. We're going to surprise you. We're going to do some cool stuff.
We're going to do a little Irishy thing now, and actually this one is called The Road to Listún Varna, and I looked it up. Listún Varna is a tiny, tiny little town in the Burren in County Clare, south of Galway, kind of near Kilfenora, and not too far from the Cliffs of Moher. But the cool thing is that County Clare is where the Conoles are from.
Her family.
Way, long time ago. The Conole family tree, it goes back to County Clare in Ireland, which is just a gorgeous, lovely, wild kind of a place. It's just absolutely beautiful. And a lot of traditional music is played there. I have cousins who play over there. And I'm giving them a shout out right now because they're musicians. Yoo-hoo! And they play the good old traditional Irish music. And here is a tune that I bet you they would know by heart, and they'd play the heck out of it. And we're going to have a good fun time with it too. Road to Lisdoonvarna. Here we go. You're going to start it, and I'm going to join in after you do it.
Thank you, Gretchen.
We have a live audience. You can come on over.
Poke your head in.
Oh, how fun. How fun. That was really fun. We're going to do some more of those fiddle
Comment, folks. Please comment.
Oh, we see you out there. Thank you. We're glad you're here. Glad all of you are here. It's wonderful.
I just also have to say this because many of you already know this, is that we are simultaneously, the show is showing up on YouTube. You can actually watch the show on YouTube, and I'd be interested to know whether your comments or reaction to it, whether it sounds better than Facebook or whatever, because they're essentially, the feed is going to both of them. We're using a stream service that is sending it to Facebook and also sending it to YouTube, and we're trying to diversify our audience. We're trying to expand obviously our base. We need to, because we need your support. And anyway, so please jump aboard and any way you possibly can.
We're glad you're here.
We're so glad you're here. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. And isn't it fun to hear Molly talk about her ancestors going back to Ireland and all that? So there's a heck of a lot of Irish in this music that she's doing.
That's right, and a lot of music in the family. It's just very cool. Very, very cool. And where were you this morning? You gonna tell everybody where you were at 5 in the morning?
Wait a minute. I have to get off my Irish mouth. There we go. I have to get my note right. So this morning I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. 5:30 I was up. It was hard to get up at 5. There's a fishing tournament here on Martha's Vineyard for kids.
Isn't that cool?
No, I don't think there's a minimum age, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All these kids, hundreds of them, lining up at this Oak Bluffs Steamship Authority wharf, lining up on the dock with all their fishing poles and their bait, squid bait, and fishing for a tournament. And I had to be there as a photographer representing the Vineyard Gazette and getting some pictures. And it's so wonderful to see this community. You know, every father and every mother had to get up at least as early as I did, and many even well before me, to take their kids to a joyful experience. Because it's not an arbitrary decision to get up that early. The reason why you get up that early is because that's when you can catch fish, is at that precious period of time at dawn. You know, when the late evening, when the night turns to dawn, the fish wake up before you do, and they're hungry. And so it was fun watching all these kids.
And they were catching them, weren't they?
And they were catching them. And here's the drama. The drama of why you get up early is by, so the thing starts around 6:30 or whatever, some before me, and they were catching fish for about an hour. And then around 7:30, it was down to a trickle. Very few fish were being caught. It's like the fish had already been fed.
They had breakfast.
And they moved on to wherever they wanted to go. But it's that key moment. And if you want to see the pictures I took, they're not up yet, but if you go to the website where I work, the Vineyard Gazette, you might be able to see the photo essay. It'll probably be up tomorrow. What a joyful moment for a fishing tournament, for a community, a coastal community. You know, a shout out to all the fathers and moms, and there were multiple generations there. Either a few
Isn't that cool?
grandfathers,
passing it down to the next ones. That's so cool.
You know, grandparents are there with their. Anyhow, it was just awesome, and so. Anyhow.
So you gotta sing a song for them.
Come on, young sailing, and listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea. Blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now up comes the whale, the biggest of all. He went up aloft and let all the sails fall. Blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now up comes the mackerel with his striped back. He stands up on deck and says, my name is Jack. Blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now up comes the bluefish, he's a wagging his tail. He flips and he flops and says, time to make sail. Blow your winds westerly,
west.
blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now up comes the flatfish and we call him Skate. If you'll be the captain, why I'll be the mate. Blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now up comes the flounder, he's fresh from the sea. We're coming about, boy, so heartily. Blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Now up comes the fisherman, he's stalwart and grim. He dips his big net in and scoops them all in. Blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Blow your winds westerly, westerly, blow. We're bound to the southern, so steady she goes. Oh my God, that's fun. Oh
That's
boy.
fun.
Oh my gosh, look at this thing here.
Oh, are this
I
time.
know, let's get the flute.
The flute was getting a little bit feeling left out. We better include the
I know,
flute.
the flute has been, We love the flute. Don't you all love the flute? It's like, we want any of our children to feel left out.
That's right.
They all want to be part of the show.
They all want to be part. You had the baritone in earlier. Now we had this, and the harmonica. You've had a good showing too.
Tonight. We get them all going.
They're
all
firing on all
well
burners.
They're all going to sleep well tonight. All these musical instruments. It's so cool. Isn't it amazing, folks? Come on, please comment.
We're having a good time.
Where else in the world can you go and hear this kind of stuff? Why?
Well, we're glad you're here. So don't answer that. Just stay here.
Don't go looking.
Don't go looking.
We'll look later.
That's right.
But it's so cool. It's so cool
fun.
having all these instruments.
We're having a good time. This one is Scully's. Scully's. It's a reel. An Irish one too. Are you ready?
Yeah. This finger went somewhere else.
It went somewhere.
It wasn't, I think it went on to another song.
Sometimes that happens.
Did anybody recognize the song that was going?
That happens.
I didn't recognize that. It was going somewhere else. It was taking up another tune. I'm sorry about that. But this is live. This is live. This is not recorded.
It's real. It's
You get
real.
the real
It's
thing.
genuine. You know, this is parlor music. It's like we're hanging around in your living room.
Oh my gosh.
Hope you didn't go to any fuss to invite us in.
I hope you're not. If any of you out there are perfectionists, we apologize. This is not the show for perfectionists. We're just
keeping it real.
We're just keeping it real.
We're just keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Anyway, it's so cool.
Now, speaking of real, there was something I noticed about that last song. Not this one here, that Scully's reel, but the one before, that it was about fish of the sea. There was one that was missing, but I guess it's not technically a fish. But neither is a whale.
No, it is. Well, I mean, I think it's a shark.
I don't know. It was a shark. It was
Yeah.
a shark, and that reminded me of Jaws, which reminded me of this really cool interview that I
I should
did
tell
this
you about
weekend.
yesterday.
Yeah, I did this cool interview because I was an extra in the movie Jaws a billion years ago. And it's coming up on its 50th anniversary sometime soon. I guess 2024 it would be celebrating its 50th anniversary. So there's some wonderful filmmakers that are doing a very vineyard-centric retrospective on the movie, doing a film about it.
You've all seen movies about movies about movies.
Movies about
They're
movies.
always in movies about movies about movies. Well, there've been movies about Jaws
That's
for
right.
years, off and on, but this is a new movie
new
that's
take on
coming
it.
together.
Yeah, a new take
And
on it.
they love Molly.
Well, we had a good time. They asked me great questions, and it was all about sort of the local scene and what's different about. One of the questions was what is so different about Martha's Vineyard back in the 70s and then versus now, and that really made me think of a lot of things. Of course, there's more people here now. There's more. There's just more. I don't know. Things aren't as simple. Things are a little more difficult. It's harder to make a living here. It's harder to find housing here. It's harder. Prices have skyrocketed because more people have found out about this thing. Not in small numbers to Jaws. I mean, it certainly got famous during that, but there were certainly a lot of other people that the word was starting to get out that this was a special place to come.
So if you were to
visit,
take the
vacation.
pulse of the vineyard today versus the way it was,
Yeah.
this is the lady to talk to. 'Cause
Well,
she has
one of
perspective. No, I mean, and we're not saying as a politician, we're not saying that as a spokesman for anybody, but Molly grew up here. Molly's gone through the years, the
Yeah.
experiences of this island.
A lot of us have.
And I'm going to say this about her, is that what they loved about her is that Molly has gone on from her experience on Jaws to become a very, very active lady in the arts and inspired by many of those experiences.
Yeah, they particularly wanted me to tell stories about Lee Fierro, who played the part in the movie of Mrs. Kintner. And they asked me, because I was good friends with her, and she was a theater director, and she inspired me to go into theater, musical theater, always music. Everything has to do with music. And she was an inspirational and very nurturing and enthusiastic type of bubbly
and she's
person.
long gone.
Yeah,
Lee
she just
Fierro was
passed
long
away
gone.
in
And
COVID
but
time.
her legacy lives in the lives of many of the people she touched,
Yeah.
and Molly's one of them.
Yeah, and so it was really fun to be able to share her story about just all the many people that she inspired in many ways, and also they asked me a question that actually brought me to tears, and I really wasn't prepared for that, but they asked me a question about what did I find about her performance in the movie that how did that affect me, and what did I think of her performance, and I said, she was a theatrical performer, so she was used to performing in front of a very large audience. She'd been trained in New York, she had all the great creds, and so she could perform to a giant crowd, but her challenge in this movie was to take that intensity of the loss of her son at the hands of people who wouldn't even close the beaches because they were trying to keep making money in the movie, as you might recall the plot.
And her son was killed.
And her son was killed through this gross negligence, and to hold in that rage that
was
she
killed
felt.
by
The shark, right?
was one of the victims of the shark.
Right. And so she had to embody this rage, outrage, and this, as any parent would, and that was what got me, just feeling like a parent in that, with that question, how that would affect me. I would just had to give her all kinds of props for her performance. So lots of love going out to my dear old friend Lee today.
You want to talk about that?
And it also kind of being asked these questions about what was the vineyard like and what is it like now, kind of hit a nerve a little bit because of the vineyard's been in the news right now, and it's being represented sometimes in a not very true light. I mean, I've heard many times on the news lately the affluent community of the vineyard. I mean, we could both speak
There's
to
been
that
characterizations of Martha's Vineyard in the last week that has been so hurtful, beyond measure. how hurtful. Um, I'm a journalist by profession, and I'm astounded at how the conservative right and their journalistic voice has been so harmful, describing this island as elitist. And frankly, you look at me and you look at the many, many people who live here, and we're struggling to get by. But also the other part of it that is so shocking. I mean, it is shocking to hear, to see this portrayal of Martha's Vineyard people not being welcoming. My gosh, we were the most welcoming that we could ever be. We were the most welcoming, the most beloved, caring, and we had no warning whatsoever. No one called us in advance and said, we've got up to 50 people coming here who are homeless, who are foodless, or barely have the clothes, just the clothing on their back. And as a community, I am so proud of this community. I'm so proud of this coastal community, which has limited resources in our ability. And really, it really does have limited resources. And I just, anyway, so I appreciate Molly opening up.
Yeah, and the people here, we responded like the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. We treated the strangers as family, and it was loving and kind and everything you would hope to be treated yourself if you were in that situation. And my hat is tipped to these wonderful people.
We're a real community, folks. We are a real community, and some of the portrayals, some of the ways to describe. We've got hardworking people who can barely make their living, barely do what they're doing, who are turning up in droves to help, to hand out some way of. And I'll just simply say that even though our guests were here just a day or two when they left, there were tears. People cried as they were leaving. The Vineyard is not prepared to be able to help people. We can eventually.
But it was long enough to make a connection to real people.
Long enough to make connections. Yeah. So we believe they'll be back. Some of them will be back. But we're a community of immigrants, which is another reason why if any one of you follow the history of Martha's Vineyard, we are an island that has been more international than most of our colleagues on the mainland, because we are a seafaring community, and the ships that came and left from these waters brought people from all over the world, crews from all over the world. We have an amazing, amazing culture. Portuguese, we have we've got Chinese, we've got people from all around the world.
And of course our native peoples who were here first.
And our Native Americans who were here first. So I'm sorry, this is very upsetting to us to see our island portrayed in this negative way. And anyway, we had to take up a moment of your time and a moment of our show to say, hey, let's call it as we see it. That's not right, the way you said it. Anyway.
And the next song we're going to sing has a pretty apt title. It's called We'll Rant and We'll Roar. Although it's not very something different.
It's a song that appeared in the movie Jaws.
In a different version, because that's the way folk music goes, right?
Yeah, this is a different version.
This is a great version. I love this version. Quint was below deck on the boat Orca in the movie. And he broke into singing this song. And we're doing a version of it. Farewell and adieu to your bright Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain. Our captains commanded we sail for New England, straight up the channel.
from the southwest. Leave our ship to that sounding clear. We'll fill our main topsails and sail straight away, boys, straight up the channel to Bedford we'll go. We'll rant and we'll roll like a big Bedford whale. We'll rant and we'll roll on deck of the boat until we decide that old gay headlight. Head straight up the channel to Bedford we'll go. So let every man toss off a full bumper, and let every man toss off a full glass, and we'll drink and be jolly and drown melancholy. Here's to the health of each true-hearted lass. We'll rant and we'll roll like a big Bedford whale. We'll rant and we'll roll on deck of the boat until we decide that old gay headlight. It's straight up the channel to Bedford we'll go, we'll go, we'll go.
Yeah. I love that one. I love that one.
Thank you.
It's so good.
Speaking of ranting and roaring, you thought I was ranting enough, right? Just want to share with many of you, we've been notified just in the last hour, just in the last hour,
Oh,
right?
right. Yep.
On Facebook, that there was somebody out there trying to imitate me.
Yeah.
And
Requesting friends, right?
if you're already my friend, you're my friend. You don't have to be my friend again.
That's right.
And I have not been out friending people.
As a new person, you already have your friends.
And if you go look, there's somebody trying to represent me in just in the last hour. So I've gotten emails as far away as Oregon.
We thank everybody.
Thank you for
Here for
responding
telling
immediately.
us.
Thank you for telling us,
I
but
think
it's
we've
really
shut
easy.
it down. Yeah,
It was really easy to catch the guy, because all you have to do, if you get some kind of a Facebook friend thing and it looks suspicious, look how many friends I have. This guy who's portraying me has no friends.
Then you know it's fake. Fake news.
No
fake news.
friends. He has absolutely no friends. So you look at that, and why is he? Of course he's friending you because he had no friends.
It's fake. Totally fake.
And so what you do is you go to the right, and there's three dots, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 dots on the right, and click it,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll give you 3 choices. I give you a bunch of choices, Whereas you can report this as somebody misrepresenting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're asking everybody to do that, and frankly, the response has been really just as quickly as we've heard that. So this guy may already be down. He may have already been taken down. We don't know. But
But if you
anyhow,
see
the idea is,
Yeah, get rid of it.
I'm the real guy, and I haven't friended you. If I did a while ago.
That's
And
right.
if I friend you, take a look at all my comments and thoughts and people how many friends I got. I got a few.
Yeah, you got a few. More than a few. You got a whole boatload.
But this has happened before, and there was this all this and that, and people saying, "Oh, Mark, you got to change your password." And in truth, you really don't, because there's this manipulative, sneaky way of getting in and misrepresenting somebody, which does not involve stealing my password. It involves something else. I don't know what it is, but it's tricky because it doesn't last. That character is. I don't know what's going on, but anyhow.
Oh, I see Joanne there. Joanne, thank you for alerting us.
Yeah, Joanne
was one, and Sharon, thank you guys. That was really helpful. That was good. Oh, is it that time already?
Didn't you like the fiddle? Isn't that great? What do you think of
I
that?
think we'll have more fun with that. I think so. Thank you all, really, for being here. Yeah.
And for those of you who are maritime followers of my music and whatever, I just want you to know that Molly and I are doing all kinds of music. but we're our centerpiece is maritime.
Right.
But we're going to have fun because here's the good news about playing Irish music is that the heart and soul of so many styles of maritime music are tied to the Scottish and the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
And what Molly and I are doing together is we're exploring. We're going to do all kinds of cool things this winter.
That's right.
We're going to do, and we were just saying a few days ago, we haven't even talked about the Christmas season.
That's coming up. That's right. We got all kinds of fun things coming up.
I want to thank our Patreon supporters. You are essential. I tell you,
That's right.
you are essential. We could not do this show. This show would not exist were it not for this financial support we get from followers like you.
Thank you to everybody who's purchased an album or our album or any that Mark has done before. Thank you for that. That's really appreciated.
We, Molly, I put us up on Bandcamp, which is, and I'll be candid with you, had with absolutely no result. But
maybe we haven't advertised it enough either. But
we're working on a newsletter right now. But we're going to work on a newsletter. But the idea is that your support is real at this end. Okay, it's real. It's no kidding.
And Christmas is coming up, and you might have friends that need an album in their stocking.
That's true. Oh, I didn't even... We don't have any shows coming up. We don't have any shows
Not
coming
any live things, just live performances for the
so
neighbors.
you're it. You're it. So...
And we're really glad to be here with you all.
one more rant. Thank you so much for joining with us tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful week.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Hopefully Martha's Vineyard will be less in the news in the weekend. Oh my God, we've been through a lot. We'd like to get back to a quiet island again. Anyway, many thousands miles behind us, many thousand miles beyond the ocean depths, the waves to bring us remembered shore. Sing with us. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to Martha's Vineyard. Thank you, everyone. What a sweet group of people.
Thank you all.
God.